And the thingy tells me I'm live. Bang. What's up, everybody? Live on a Monday. Oh, cool. It is. I had to make sure I was muted. It's one of my pet peeves. Not when other people do it, when I do it. It just drives me freaking nuts because I know better by this point. But no, when other people do it, I just find it hilarious. Because then I'm thinking of myself forgetting to do it. But anyway, another Monday night around 9:30. There you go. And we got the official email from YouTube to tell me that I'm live. Yep. Hey, you're live. Thanks, email. Thanks, YouTube. Wait for the help. Way to be helpful there. Won't tell me when other people are live, but you tell me when I'm live. That's funny. What's up, Taylor? What's going on? How are you tonight? Just starting up the live stream. Got the pepper dog sleeping over here. Got oh wait, I haven't showed that off in a long time. I don't even know if my mic stand goes down that far. You got Peppa Pig. Hey. Peppa hanging out on the mic stand as always. Oops. That's not me. There we go. Get out of my face here a little. Yep. So as always, we got the Peppa Pig. We got the Peppa dog, who's now awake and smacking the crap out of my couch with her tail. What's up, Pedro? How you doing? Bumblebee Junction, what's going on? Saw you on Eric's live stream the other day. Yeah, actually, he was talking highly of you, so here, I'll just do that. So, where the heck is Eric? He's usually here, at least in the chat. That's good. That's a good thing to be on a Monday, Taylor. Not a lot of people like Mondays. I've always liked Mondays, though, but I've never been off on where I had one job my entire life, and I only worked it for like 3 months or 2 months or something, where I actually had the weekends off. I mean, obviously, well, when I was younger, I was working in like restaurants and stuff like that, and you always had to work the weekends. And then as I got older and got like more professional jobs, I was here on the beach, which the weekend is check-in day. So you're always working on a check-in day. There's all like if you're a contractor, you're like trying to get in the house while it's unoccupied so you can hurry up and get some kind of work done that you got to do. Or if you work for like a rental company, that's when it's empty and you have to like get it cleaned and get everything that was broke through during the week fixed and all that stuff. So I was always working on the weekend. And no, usually I had like Thursday, Friday off. At the one job. And another job I had, I don't know. They were like, yeah, it's usually like a Thursday I'm off. But it comes in very handy too, because that way I'm off on a day that the bank's open. So I can actually go into the bank, deposit checks or whatever. Which I've had complaints from people that have like 9 to 5, Monday through Friday type jobs because they're like, I can't even go to the bank. I got to like come in late to work or something. And I don't know about you. I go to the bank all the time. My last job, I had option for direct deposit. I didn't even do it just because I'm like, heck with it. Give me my check. I'll run over to the bank, say hi. I got like a small time bank. So they have a couple new employees, but the one main lady, she always remembers me. Actually, there's two main ladies, like the one lady who's in charge of like all accounts and then one lady that's like in charge of all the tellers. But they all know me. I don't even have to tell them my name. They just automatically type it in. Like that's how much they know me. But so what did everybody else do? What did I do today? I didn't do much. House still has a hole in the roof. That was supposed to get started this weekend, but didn't. Let's see what else. I'm just enjoying that new driveway. When they took down the tree and all the heavy equipment coming in and out of the driveway, was all messed up, and they just like kind of flattened it. Like it was like two big ruts with a big hump in the center. And now it's just kind of like a mud driveway, which is weird because we're on sand. But it's better, so better's good. So what's up, JDS? What are you up to? Oh, I forgot to change this chat. There we go. What's up, Fury? How are you guys doing tonight? And Dave. What's up, Dave? You enjoying a happy teeny, Dave? Nice. JDS just got done watering plants because it's like late evening there. It's dark here. Watching basketball? That's cool, Dave. I love intentionally messing up stuff like that. Yep, just doing the Monday thing, doing another live stream. As always, nothing really to talk about. I just hit the live button and thought, you'll think of something. No. Oh, happy teeny tonight. That sucks. What's up, JT? How was Manitoba? I bet it's getting cold. Not cold, but cooler. There we go. That was the word I was looking for. Oh, nice. Maybe you should just do the second part, Fury, instead of the beginning. That'd be better for you. What have you been up to, JT? Okay, so what, Pedro and Dave are both watching the same game? It's the same here, JT. Well, actually, I guess technically I could open my doors right now and just let the cool air in. But if I leave it open overnight, like by like tomorrow, like when after the sun comes up, whole house is like hot. Nice. Yep, same old crap here. I was just saying I was supposed to get the roof started on over the weekend, but I guess that didn't happen. And it's Monday. It didn't happen today either. So yeah. Oh, my house gets really hot. It was before like I caught it because I was just like, why am I so hot? And I went over and looked at the thermometer and it was like 85 in here. I was like, whoa, all right. That's a little hotter than normal because I've been keeping it 75 all year or all summer, all year. Because normally it's 78, but no. Well, the greenhouse, yeah, it needs a roof too, but no, not a greenhouse roof. The roof, like a hurricane, a tree knocked, or two trees fell into the house, so there's like a hole in the roof. Just, I mean, it's not that bad. I mean, it's only like an area probably like that big or something like that. Well, it's a lot longer than it is wide, but all you got to do is rip it all up, replace stuff, put it all back down. So, but what's up, Kenny? What's up, Dave Martinez? I totally missed your comment there. Do I live by myself or with people? Yes. I live by myself until people show up. And then there's people here. Yeah, it's not that bad. The only problem is, like the day that it fell into it, it rained enough that the it got into the attic technically, and then it rained so much that the water sat on the sheetrock, started dripping out of the vent because the light is in the dead center of the room. It would have to go too far before it would find that way out, and then it started dripping out of the vent. So I went and grabbed a bucket and set it under there because I didn't know that there was trees into the roof yet. I just knew there was stuff hitting the roof because there was like tree limbs everywhere all over the roof. And then so I grabbed a bucket and put it in there. And then it started dripping out of just a weak spot in the sheetrock and paint. It just like this little pinhole started going. And I was like, oh man, I better grab another bucket. I grabbed another one, set it underneath that one. And then it was a little while later. I'm like, I wonder how those leaks are doing. So I walked back into the back bedroom and I looked, and like all the sheetrock was like all bowed, like real bad and everything. And then a little bit later, my dog barked, and I was like, uh-oh, I know what that means. So I walked back, and like the sheetrock just totally fell out of the ceiling. There's insulation all over the floor. Luckily, I got the bed moved though. Like, cause it just started leaking onto the bed, and I was like, let's get this thing the heck out of here. So I just moved that thing completely up against the wall. So nothing would happen to that. So it should be okay. But then it rained, and it like had more water come in, and like half the room was wet, the carpet. And then the next day, I think it rained again. And that day, the entire room, the carpet got wet. It was pretty messed up. But it hasn't rained since. So at least I don't have to worry about that. Dang, Dave, you're 35 this morning and a high of 57. I assume that's in Fahrenheit. Dang, that sucks. That's cold. That's almost freezing to like a temperature that I still call freezing. Skylight? No. That would be cool, but then it would just get hit by a tree when they fall the next hurricane. So we got like this big fence row of trees. And part of the problem was because our water table's so low, the roots don't have to like go deep down into the ground. So like they stay up towards the top, and which makes them easier to just topple over in high winds. And then my neighbor, I mean, it's a good idea. I want to do the same thing. I just haven't had time, or probably would need help with that a little bit. But he would cut down like a whole pile of trees. So like most of the trees that are left are just this tree row between my house and his house. And that was 2 of the trees that fell over. So it's probably going to happen again. Plus a bunch of trees fell out front. He had a tree snap in half. It was way too high and too close to his house, but he wanted to cut it down, but he was always worried that it might hit the house, because it was like it would hit the house. It would hit, I forget what the heck is right in front, but he had something else. So he had like a narrow window to get that thing down. So he never took it down. And then in the storm, like, I don't know if like that's how big the tree is, like, proportionate. It just literally snapped in half and just came straight down and was leaning against a bunch of other trees. So lucky for now, it's a stump tall enough that he can actually just cut it down, and it wouldn't be that big of a deal. You could actually probably guide it as you're cutting it. But I mean, it's small enough. You could just put a big ladder up to it, tie a rope around it, and as you're cutting it, have somebody pull it, because you'd have enough room. What's up, Brando? How you doing? Yeah, I guess that would be a new indoor grow room, but the light sucks over there. Well, yeah, no. Yeah, because the hole is like on the north side. Dang. In the 90s. I think it was like 80 something here today. It hasn't been 90s for a little while. Cool skylights. I always wanted a bunch of skylights, but And if I build a house, I would do that. And like we have like an attic above us, so you'd have to have one of those goofy skylights where you would have to like frame the whole thing in all the way to the roof, and then put the skylight in, and then frame it all the way down, and then sheetrock the inside of it and everything. But it can be done. It's pretty easy. I had one like that at the last place I lived. Well, technically, I guess it was a condo, but it was pretty awesome because I used to like to sit on the couch under it when it was raining because you could just hear the rain hitting it. But I love that. Fit farm. Alrighty, Brando. What are you gonna go tidy up? Yeah, they are great until they leak. I don't think ours ever leaked. Mm-mm. But I mean, I guess that's kind of luck because most skylights I've ever seen leak, at least around here, which is great for. Well, maybe they do that on purpose because then that's great because then you got to like come back, you got to tear out some rotted wood and everything, and then put in a new skylight. So maybe that's job security. Never thought of it that way. Yeah, I always liked skylights. Actually, the first place I moved into when I moved here, that one, well, not the first place, but the house that we built had skylights in it, which is freaking awesome, man. So I got to help like put them in and everything. What do you mean, make work projects? This is a project, that's for sure. Oh, I guess, yeah, they would be making work projects like job security down the road, man. What? It's leaking. It must have been a faulty skylight. Yeah, we can replace that with a new, better one. Guaranteed not to leak. Yeah. What was that? No, that was something different. But yeah, my parents get that stuff all the time. Like they'll get it in the valleys of their roof and stuff like that. I don't think. No, they don't have sky. Oh, wait, yeah, they got one skylight in the kitchen, I think. But well, they get the ice dams like in the valleys and stuff like that. So I don't remember what the heck that stuff was called. Weather something. Weather guard. Weather wrap. I forget. It's kind of like tar paper, except it's like really, really sticky on the bottom. Like once you put it down, good luck, it's not coming up, kind of thing. That's what we did in all the valleys, and I think within like 4 feet of every edge, the whole way around. Yep. Yep. I've never done that. I've screwed up and had to come back and fix it again. But usually when that happened, it was being done for free. Like I remember one place, like called about a clogged toilet. So I went out. It was flushing slow, so I used the plunger, and it seemed to be fine. So I went out, grabbed the snake, came back. Or no, I think that was it. Like like when I showed up, the guy was like, "Yeah, it's not clogged anymore." I'm like, "Okay, well, let me check it out." So I think I hit it with the plunger. Everything was good. And like the next day, we get another call, and he's like, "It's clogged again." I'm like, "What the heck's going on?" So I went over and I'm like, "Screw the plunger. Just grab the big old snake that we got. Snake the entire thing. Everything's all good." And then, wait, what the hell was it? No, I don't even think it was a clogged toilet. No, I think what it was water leaking through the ceiling downstairs. And when I went, the bathroom was right above it. Specifically, the toilet was right above it. I can't remember what the heck that was. Can't remember how we fixed that because I was there like 3 or 4 times. I guess it was just the wax ring because I think that's what I concluded. Put a new wax ring in. It leaked again. And then at that point, or maybe it was that one with the crack on the bottom of it. There was one that had a crack in the drain pipe. But anyway. Yeah. Not to mention that glass isn't a very good insulator. So you lose that little bit of insulation that you would have had right there in the and cold air falls, hot air rises. So what else is everybody doing? I could talk about like, well, any of like the home maintenance type stuff. I could talk about that stuff all day long. And I got a million stories of them. All right, JT, appreciate it. Hope you have fun at work. Stay warm up there. Yeah, what are you doing Friday, man? You can hop on and hang out on Friday. I've been trying to keep to my schedule Monday, Friday, so maybe we can make sure that you have some mead. Yeah, well, you can turn it into a game, right? Oh. I've had some pretty crappy jobs, but that might be a little crappier than any of my jobs. Yeah, well, I didn't exactly send an invite on Friday, but I did send a message to Shock saying, "Hey, we're going live. Hit me up." So, but yeah, this Friday would be cool. Yeah, I love it when you have a job like that. I used to have jobs where I was driving a lot. So I'd be either like driving to a job or driving, where I'd have a bunch of small jobs. So it was just drive, 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 not to mention like the hour drive to get there to start the day. And then, but I would listen to podcasts constantly. I was up to date on every single podcast. But, and yeah, if you need some suggestions on podcasts, I got a bunch that are freaking, most of them are like comedy type podcasts, but usually pretty funny. But yeah, I'd bang out a bunch of podcasts in a day. Because most of the podcast, well, not, maybe most, I don't know, maybe it's most, are like 3 hours. And, is that, is that what that's the kind of podcast you're listening to? Cattle stuff and pasture restoration? Dang, that's cool. I just listened to people telling goofy jokes or commenting about the news, making fun of it, or stuff like that. I haven't listened to a podcast in so long, too. Wait, wasn't there one I wanted to listen to? Hmm. All right, that sounds good, JT. Yeah, isn't that annoying, Dave? You like drive 4 hours just to do 1 hour worth of work. As long as you get paid for it, I guess I don't really care. But well, heck, that's overtime too. Yes, I'll catch you on Friday, JT. Something tells me JT's not thinking about getting land in, like, I don't know, Florida or somewhere warm. Somehow I'm thinking it's still going to be in Manitoba. Heck yeah. Not to mention, like, 4 hour drive. I mean, heck, I just like hanging out with your coworkers, BSing, or I don't know, maybe you did it by yourself. If you did it by yourself, that's fun. If you do it with coworkers, then that's even more fun. I used to love doing that when we had to go somewhere. Like, you got to drive to Virginia. Like, all right. Sweet. So he's got a plan to get some land. Wait, did that rhyme? That's cool. I I don't know. I guess I like it when there's other people when I'm driving somewhere, but I like it when I'm driving by myself mostly. I just turn on some kind of podcast of some sort and just go for it. Almost just zone out into the podcast. A lot of mountain driving. That can be fun, I guess. What's up, Cemetery? Yeah, mountain driving can be fun. It can also be a pain in the butt. I lived in Pennsylvania. There was technically mountain driving there, but I went to Colorado. I was hauling a, I don't even know how big that trailer was. I don't know. Let's say 20-foot trailer. No, I think it was, no, actually, I think it was like a 6 by 10, 6 by 14 or something. Enclosed trailer, fully loaded, going up and down the mountains. That was kind of sucky. I remember at one point I clicked overdrive off because we were going up a hill and it just kept going up and up and up and up. And I clicked overdrive off and it wouldn't turn off. And I couldn't like let off on the gas because the weight of the truck and the trailer going up a mountain, you would just like almost instantly stop. But that was fun. And I put a dual exhaust on the truck. So that thing, we're only doing like 3,000, 3,500 RPM or something like that. And it sounded like we had that thing maxed out. Like it was funny. I remember like, because me and my dad drove it. I drove to Pittsburgh and then we left. I picked up him and like all the quads and like all the gear and stuff. And then we drove to, I guess, Pueblo, or no, Alamosa. We went through Pueblo into Alamosa, but I remember it was somewhere in Colorado. Oh, wait, where's my map at? I always have a map up. Somewhere in Colorado on the east side, I guess east of Colorado Springs. Because I think we hit that way. Oh, wait, no. Guess we did that. Or maybe we went right through Colorado Springs. I can't remember. I remember seeing Pikes Peak somewhere. At least a sign for it or whatever. I guess it's right there. But, oops. Screwed out. There we go. Oh. Nice. Yeah, well, as long as it's not your truck, it's also I always found that it was so much better too. Like driving like long distance in my own truck kind of sucks, but when it's like a work truck, I don't care, man. Like they usually give you that gas card and stuff, so you don't have to worry about that. Just like fill it up, like 93. And I don't think I ever did. I think every vehicle I've ever filled up, I've never done any better than 87 octane. Thought I had bitch pipes on the truck. I'm not talking about my white Dodge. I was talking about my red Dodge because I had a 2001 Dodge Ram 1500 with the 5.9 liter, and that's the one I was talking about. That's the one I drove to Colorado. Actually, this white one went to Oklahoma. I forgot about that. Yeah, because that sucker went to Oklahoma. Technically, I owned it the day we left for Oklahoma, but we didn't have enough time to register it and all that stuff. Like we had insurance. Technically, we owned it, but it was still in the other guy's name, and he didn't mind. So we just drove all the way to Oklahoma, the far end of Oklahoma by the Panhandle, and then drove all the way back. Yeah, so that was the first time. Yeah, that was the first time I ever drove that truck. Was pulling out of the driveway and heading to Oklahoma. And I can't remember. I know I had dual exhaust on the red. I think it had like a step up of like a quieter muffler than the one that's on my truck. But did I start up the aquaponics? It's a good question. No, I didn't. I forgot all about that. Well, I guess it has been a little bit. It rained and the whole garden tripped the GFI, and so I just left it tripped, and it filled up the hot tub. I just haven't been out there and been able to mess around with things because I got to figure out where it's leaking from. But now it's just sitting there full of water, so that's good. Driving Miss Daisy exhaust package. I'll get in on that stuff soon. It's an absolute mess out there right now. I will get some videos out soon. I'm thinking about starting some peppers earlier than normal, just for the heck of it, just so I can have an excuse to start making more videos too. But you get a muffler to lead in your 1500. Yeah, I don't know, like especially if you don't have like overdrive or like an extra gear, like I don't know, like 6-7 speed transmission, something like that. Those high RPMs, man, it's just, and I don't know about you, but I always drive with the windows down too, as long as I can. Like even when it's cold, I'll turn my heat on full blast and put down the windows. California is an exhaust law? What? No fix-it tickets. It sucks. I know a lot of cars. Like I watch a bunch of car shows and stuff. I know a bunch of them out of California that are like straight headers or, at least no cat or I guess those ones don't really run on the road. Or I guess they're not supposed to. I don't know if they do. Yeah, luckily where I live, it's like redneck central, man. Like I think our state law says on lift kits, you're only allowed a 6-inch lift. And it doesn't matter if you do like 2-inch body and 4-inch suspension, you're just only allowed 6-inch lift. But the exception to the rule is if your vehicle sees off-road use. So pretty much, does your vehicle go off-road? Sky's the limit. Go for it. So like literally we have people with like, 12, 16-inch lift kits on their truck. And I don't know if you know, but lift kits don't exactly give you lift whenever you're raising your truck up. It creates room so that you can put bigger tires, and that's where most of your lift comes in. So, and these people, they got like 40, 44-inch tires and stuff like that, like 50-inch tires. Like they got big freaking tires. And usually the big ones, those are all like diesels. Like we have a couple concrete companies around here, and like usually you can tell it's one of those guys from the concrete company, because they're one of the guys. They always got jacked up like F-350s or whatever. Yeah. Yeah, actually, it always seems to me like I always like my windows down, and I only say that's why I say this, because like just a diesel at idle, like when you pull up to a red light, like that's enough to where I can't even hear my podcast anymore. Like when they're sitting next to you, and like the people with dual exhaust, I almost never hear them when I pull up next to them. Although they do have a muffler though. Well, most of them do anyway. Yeah, this guy I worked with, he had I guess just straight muffler delete. I can't remember if it had a catalytic or not. It probably did, because I probably wouldn't like delete my cat just for the heck of it. My luck, I'd delete it, and then the law would come in that you have to have emissions around here. But yeah, I think he had a catalytic. But like whoever owned the vehicle before him just cut the muffler completely out and just put a piece of pipe in there. So it was like stock exhaust, except there was no muffler. He just like put a piece of pipe where the muffler used to be. And that thing was loud too. Because the first time I heard it, I'm like, holy crap, what muffler does he have on there on his dual exhaust? And I looked, and it was single exhaust, and it was like stock. I'm like, what the heck? And I asked him about it once. Do I have one of those locomotive horns? No, I don't have a diesel though. If I did, I might. I just watched a video where they rebuilt I think it was a Sierra 2500. I think it was a 2500, or maybe it was a 35. No, I think it was a 25. But they fixed it all up. Like it was wrecked. They fixed it all up. Then they put a lift kit on it, put big old tires on it. I think they only did I think they said they did a 4-inch lift. It looked like a 6. But maybe they had clearance for those bigger tires that under there, which actually, yeah, they did trim for them too. But they put an air system on their vehicle for like air compressor and stuff like that. So that like if they're out, I don't know, if they want to go 4-wheeling or something, they got the truck mainly for hauling things. But if they're like out on the trail or something, have to air their tires down or need some air, like just turn the air compressor on, and then they have like a hose. You just plug it in and like walk right over and put air in your tires. But because they had air, they put a Y on it, and it goes to one of those locomotive horns where it's like 5 or 6 different horns all in there. I think they mounted it where the spare tire used to be. But that was one of their videos. They were like rolling up on a train, and they hit their horn. The train hit their horn back. Theirs was actually louder than the train. Yeah, straight pipe, no cat or muffler sounds like crap. They can. Might be because you need to like tune it because it's used to having that amount of back pressure, and now it's all opened up and stuff can just get out with no restrictions, which doesn't exactly make sense. It does, but it doesn't. I don't know. Every time you modify stuff like that, like your air intake or stuff like that, like you always have to take into account of what else that you're doing or what else is that going to affect. Like if you put like cold air intake on your vehicle, like you should probably put dual exhaust. You get better flow. Plus the two complement each other sound wise. Nice. Yeah, if I had one of those big vehicles, man, I totally would do it. But mine doesn't look like a big like big jacked up truck. I thought about getting a lift kit for mine. But I love the way like the tires are on it because they make it look like short and stout. Like it looks, I don't know, it's kind of weird. So, but nice, got a ticket because he honked at a cop. Probably scared the crap out of the cop. The cop was probably like taking a nap on the side of the road or something. Then all of a sudden he was having a dream that there was a train heading right for his car and he couldn't get his car off the tracks. Nice. Oh, sweet. Bounty raid. Sweet. What's going on, bounty peoples? Nice. What are y'all up to on this fine Monday? Cop was Netflixing. Yeah, probably. Or maybe he honked at him and he scared him so much he dropped his donut. I don't know. I love saying that because that's what this former cop I listened to, that's what he's always saying, talking about cops and their donuts. Just a meme to me anymore. Nice. How y'all doing? Jessica, Dr. Smith, Lucky Gamer, Battle Droid, Go Fish, Mary, Droid Bounty, what's up? What's going down? Just chilling here with Peppa the Pig and Peppa Dog. Should have named myself something Pepper then. Oh, geez. What? He's got an F-450 with satellites and with TVs and satellite. Jeez, oh man. That's pretty cool. Thank you, Mary. Appreciate that. All right, Dave. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you have a shorter drive tomorrow. And not a 4-hour one way to do a 1-hour job. But then again, overtime. So that's cool. Later on, Dave. Oh, Jessica, tell your kids we all said hey. Thank you, Go Fish. Damn, it sucks, Bounty. Hope you feel better. It's weird. I've never seen anyone refer to Bounty as BBO. It makes sense, but I just never seen it. What's up, Dojo? Didn't I say hi to Dojo? I feel like I didn't. Dr. Smith, you think? Yeah, I think it's the first time you've been in my stream. I've seen you in other streams, but yeah. Okay. Can't exactly see what that is, Bounty. What is that? Is that like an arm flexing or something? A smiley face and a medal? I can't see it. Thank you, Mary. What is new with me? Not too much. Nah, just still got a hole in the roof. Yeah, I was supposed to get started on over the weekend, but that didn't happen. So, what's up, Brando? Did you tidy up whatever you were tidying up there, Brando? I don't think I'm that cool, Jessica. So what are you up to, Brando? Yeah, y'all missed JT Bear was here just a little bit ago. But he might, well, he said he's going to try to be on the live stream on Friday. So Brando's trying his hair. Did you take a shower or were you tidying up outside while it was raining? That's funny. And when I first read that, I read dyeing my hair. I didn't see the R in drying. So I thought that was like, I wonder what color. I would think like bright pink. Or no, bright purple. There you go. That would be funny. Actually, it'd be funnier just to do like your beard and like not your head. Or do your head a different color. That would be cool. Nice. R is silent. I have to do stuff at the station tomorrow. Might be getting out of here soon. Oh, okay. That's all good. It wasn't raining. You got peach colored hair. That'll work. I can't imagine Brando with peach colored hair. That would be pretty funny. And then do your beard like a different color too. Peach colored hair and then like, I don't know, just like jet black beard for some reason. That'd be kind of funny. Hey, Brando, you want to hop on? I can throw the link in there for you if you want to. Yeah, that's what I got. What's up, Graham? Dang, I haven't seen Graham in a while. What are you up to? I agree. You got to go get some hair dye, Brando. Do your hair peach. Plus, that'll make a great video, too. You can make a video about doing it. I kind of thought that's what you meant, Jessica. That's what mine is. Mine's like pretty much all the way to the neck. Following that George Carlin advice that I got when I was very young, listening to one of his specials where he's complaining about guys that don't let the hair grow under their chin. He was always like, if you're growing a beard, you grow that all the way to your neck. Purple braids. That would be pretty funny. Yeah, I hear you, Graham. For a while there, that's all I was doing. Well, I guess technically, all I was doing was working, and when I wasn't working, I was on live streams. Dang, well, if you quit for this long, Jessica, just keep quitting. Might as well. If you're on a roll, keep it going. Ride that momentum. No juggalo. Yeah, we all miss you too, Graham. What are you doing over there? Slamming your foot down. Maybe it was a puppy dream. Yeah, make your insurance go up. I don't know. I was never worried about that. Maybe now that I'm getting older, maybe I'll start caring, but hmm. 48, about to be 49. I'm just turned 41 last month. Oh yeah, I haven't seen Bingus in a long time. What's he been up to? Do I hamster on a wheel? I know if you. Well, I do have a pretty decent microphone, but if you hear anything, it's the hinges on the stupid chair because it squeaks, and like if you try to hold it perfectly still, you just barely do like a little bit of like movement, and that's where it just sounds the worst. Which is funny. Like I should just like move back and forth, and it would be much less pronounced, but. No. And the funny thing is, I have like 4 different kinds of spray lubricants in the garage, from like WD-40 to PB Blaster. I totally could remedy this whole thing, but here we are. Thanks, Jessica. I look 53. Yeah. That's why I get all mad when people try to card me. Do I really look like I'm like a 20-year-old boy or like a 17-year-old boy? No. Jamie just discovered boxed wine. Oh man, boxed wine is awesome. I'm not a big wine person, but My mom gets that stuff all the time, and I'll tell you what, like one box of wine, you can set that in the fridge, and it takes up. I mean, how many wine bottles of wine is that? Like 5 or something like that? Like you can't even stack 5 on top of each other and have it in the same kind of small area. But no, that stuff's great, man. And like you said, no cork. You just like press the button, it comes out. You stop pressing, it stops coming out. All set up like a water dispenser right inside your fridge. And it's cheaper too, per volume. Brando only hears the important words. I hear lubricant. Yeah, that, and I found this one stuff. I forget, my aunt, I guess my uncle liked it. I think my aunt liked white wine, but my uncle likes red. But it's Paisano. I forget who makes it, but that stuff is amazing, man. And well, they come in like a big gallon jug too, and it's red wine, so you can just leave it out. Like you don't have to put it in the fridge. Like I guess technically you could like fill up a glass, put the glass in the fridge, and let it chill or whatever. But I think they say to drink red wine room temperature, or I guess no, I guess it'd be like wine temperature, right? Where it's like what, like upper 50s, lower 60s or something. Or let's see. Just like a water dispenser, except you get a buzz and it tastes better. That's very true. Yep, less cleanup, especially less cleanup, meaning like having, ultimately, I guess at the end of a box, you would have had 5 wine bottles in your garbage. So, have I ever had a Jello shot? Yeah, yeah, I've had my fair share of Jello shots. I've had like every variance of Jello shot. The Jello shot that like totally tastes like liquor, the Jello shot that doesn't taste like liquor whatsoever, or the kind that has so much liquor in it that it never actually solidified. So they were just like literally a Jello shot at like it was liquid. But there you go, 50 or 50 to 55 for red, and white wine, I guess in the 40s. Yeah. All I know is if you get a wine cooler, those things suck, man, because you can't use it as a fridge because it doesn't cool good enough to be an actual fridge. It just will keep things cool. I guess it would be good for like a sandwich maybe or something. But all right, later, Mary. Thanks for hanging out and all that advice. The like button, the social media, ring the bell. Appreciate that. Yeah, I've had some really, really good Jello shots, but not for a while. I think the good Jello shots I had last were like at a bar or some sort of party, something like that. See, we went from automotive to Jello shots. And the third person YouTube took off the sub list. Yeah, YouTube does all kind of weird stuff, man. They will unsubscribe you from people. They will not give you notifications. They'll give you a notification, but you won't actually. It won't come up on your subscriptions. Like all kind of weird stuff like that. And I'd love to say it's lately, but I mean it's been like that for years. just one of those things you just kind of learn to deal with. I don't know how they do that, because I don't know if StreamYards, I know that, well, people were saying that they had a mobile app. I've never got the mobile app on my phone, but so I don't know if you could do that, because if you did, you might be able to get around the YouTube 1,000 subscriber on your phone thing by doing it on StreamYards. Might be able to. But if you got a computer, just do it that way. I mean, worst case scenario, you start it up on your desktop or laptop, and then you join it on your phone, mute your desktop or laptop, whichever one you're using, mute it and mute the camera, and then you'd only be on your mobile. I personally like to not have to have my phone in my hand or propped up or anything, and just use this camera on my desktop. It's a lot easier on me anyway. But, and if, oh, there you go. If you can't find your webcam, then that's how you could get around it. You could start it all up on your desktop. You're not going to have a camera. Might as well just unplug your microphone too, and then join it on your phone. And that way the only audio and video will come on that. The only problem is you'll come up as a secondary guest on your own live stream. So instead of just one picture up there, it'll have two, and one will just be black. So if you do want to add people to it with StreamYard, you can only add 6, or you can only have 6. So you can only add 5. So that would take the place. Although, no, I guess you could make it sit backstage. Yeah, so I guess that wouldn't affect anything. Wait, where did I got like way behind on the chat. Where's your wife? Not to be weird. I don't have a wife. I got a pretty red pit bull. All right, Mary's out. So later on, Mary. Thanks for hanging out. Never heard that. Fair for a square? Never heard that before. Grim says he's going to pick up some security cameras, hook them on his desktop, and then do a live feed. Yeah. Actually, I haven't. I used to be subscribed to him. I haven't seen anything from him in a long time. I wonder if YouTube unsubscribed me from him. But I don't know if you've subscribed to 50 Ducks in a Hot Tub. Pretty sure that was his name. Matt something. That's what he would do. He had, or maybe that's why I probably unsubscribed, because he had 24-hour live streams going on, and he'd have 4 cameras, I think. And that was back in the day when YouTube would only let you do 8 hours. So he would have 3 8-hour live streams per day, and it would just be like live stream. And then like as soon as it would end, another one would fire right up. And then I guess he would like alternate them so that you would always have a live stream going. But I mean, it would always be going at the same time. But I'm guessing the way he got out of it was like go from like 9 till 5, and then at 5:01 start the next one, you know, and then stuff like that. But yeah, that's what he did. And so like, and not only that, but he would do his own live streams. So that's an additional live stream he would do. And he made videos. So there was that video too. Like you could watch him out there on his live stream. You could watch him out making a video that he would put out like the next day. So, but yeah, you could do that. I've never heard of being able to use the camera on your phone as a webcam. but I never looked into it too much. So, I mean, I guess in theory it could work, but I don't know. When I broke the camera I was using as a webcam, I ended up just using my phone. I forget how the heck I did that. I propped it up on something and just used my phone for like a live stream or two. But yeah, here, just because I got a meeting at a police station because she's a police officer. I have over 2,000 subscribers. Yeah, I don't think I was stuck under 600 for very long. I don't remember. I can't remember. I don't know. You've been around for a long time too, Graham. So I think like one of the first people that like actually talked to me was JT Bear, and like you were like the second person or something like that. Yeah. Yeah, and not only that, but like on his live streams with the 50 ducks in the hot tub, there was always people in there, like any time of the day. Because every once in a while, I'd be like, I wonder what's going on over there, and I'd click on it like 3 a.m. or like 5 o'clock in the afternoon or 9 o'clock at night or whatever time of the day, and there was always people in the chat just talking away, like just talking to each other. It was hilarious. Nice. So Graham's going for more wine. Boxed wine. Is that a hole in my ear? Yeah. Both of them. Whoops. Oh, what's up, Angel Mercy? Totally missed your comment. Why do I keep missing comments? What's up, Mrs. Lowkey? Yeah, this was just I don't know. I had one gauge in my ear, and then next thing you know, I had another one, and then I had another one, and then I had another one, and then I don't know. At that point, I was like, well, I guess it's going up. And I just kept on going until I got to this size, and then everybody was like, stop, like don't go any further. Because I got the 2 different kits, one that goes from, I don't know, like 16 gauge maybe, all the way down to 00. And then I got another kit that goes from 00 all the way to 24 millimeter. And this is 16. Or, yeah. Because I was going to go for 18. But then stopped. All right, Graham. Look at you, man. Why is there a hole in my ear? I don't know, because I'm dumb. Like I said, it just became more of like an addiction. I was like, oh man, like I got 2 days off. I'm gonna go ahead and go up another size. And next thing you know, they're this size. And then I got these cool little plastic type insert type dealies. I got the plugs, but I just never wanted to put the plugs in. I don't know why. But all right, let me grab a pen. Let me grab a beer. Or chocolate milk. Entertain them, dog. You're not even over there. You're just sitting on the floor wagging your tail. That's what you go entertain them. You want to say hi? Come here. Come here. Come up here. Come here. Hey. Come here. Maybe she doesn't want to say hi. No, come over here. Come over here. You can see better this way. Come here. Come on. Come here. Hey. Come here. Come on. There you go. There's a pepper dog. Oh, look at that dog. Such a cutie dog. Look at that. Looking so pretty. Smacking me in the back with her tail. And there she goes. Woo. Yeah, it's my little baby. Where'd she go? Oh, she's sitting behind me. She loves sitting behind me. She'll do that. We call that, I've heard it from other people, so it's not like I made it up, but they call it watching your back. Because you'll be like standing this way and the dog will sit down right behind you and face the opposite direction. Just sit there like literally watching your back. I got this way. You let me know if you see anything coming the other way. And that's what she's doing right now. She's laid down right behind my chair. It's the Pepper dog. Not to be confused with Peppa Pig, who's on my microphone. So, anybody have anything fun happen to him over the weekend or today on a Monday? Yeah, pitties are known for that. I don't know if it's like an official thing, but I've just heard a lot of people that have pit bulls refer to it as like watching your back, which is, I mean, that's what it looks like. So, but that's those goofy little dogs. All right, Jessica, thanks for hanging out. Later on, have a good night. I think out of everybody I watch on StreamYards, I'm like the only one that doesn't like bring all the comments up on the screen. Oh, Jesus, man. Okay, hang on a second. Stop. Oh, back up. Back up. Got it. Come on already. God damn it. Hey, you're getting physical. Child sexual
Dog made a
assault.
friend.
Claim on your dumb ass. Oh. Skywalker coming to town. What's up, man?
Not much.
Ain't seen ya.
I'm live right now.
All right, we're live right now in Kittyhawk, North Carolina. The weather is gorgeous. Damn, the resort is packed, bro.
I bet.
Oh, I know, sweetheart. I miss you too.
No, you found a
You're such
friend,
a good girl. I know. You want to go for a walk? That's all right. I'll come and walk you. I will.
You like it?
Anyway, how are you?
Not too bad.
That's good. Luckily, it ain't raining, right?
Yeah, really.
Did
to
you?
get it
Did
worked
you?
on.
I didn't check your website. Did you film the?
No,
Them cutting all the shit down?
no,
Really?
no. I slept through that.
Man, I would
'Cause
have
I-
figured, man, because that must have been complicated. I mean, it was all the way.
Oh, they had a
up.
crane.
Yeah.
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 Well, that's why they took down these two trees in the front, because that would made it easier to get the crane in.
So the
So
crane went over the house.
Oh yeah, they went up on the house and
And
picked
you
up the
didn't
entire
film
thing.
it.
Nah, I was sleeping.
Why?
Because I had to be up really early for the insurance adjuster, and I was up really late. So I was like, a few hours sleeping, not gonna make it. So I'll just stay up all night. So I
With
stayed
your
up.
huge crowd that you have, like, man. Seriously.
I should have, but yeah.
All right, well, maybe you should film for this one, because if you haven't noticed, the top half of my tree,
Yeah.
it's leaned against that other little gum tree right there. And so I'm thinking, like, because I started fucking with it, and it was, like, scaring me, man. Because I kept thinking that if I cut the wrong limb, the bottom is going to pop out and, like, kick me in the fucking gut or something. So, I mean, it's an insignificant gum tree that it's leaning against in your yard. And I'm thinking just cut that little it's only about that big around. Cut that little tree and let it just fall in your yard. Because the only thing is we have to move the truck. And then I cut it up into pieces and throw it in the fucking swamp.
That'll work.
I know. What else is going on? Anything? Can I get a beer?
Yeah, the fridge.
How long were your parents here?
Until the hurricane came.
Oh no, they were here after that.
Nah.
Yeah.
No, they left Monday or Tuesday morning.
Before the hurricane?
Yeah, they left before the hurricane even hit.
I guess, yeah. All right, I guess it was then that geez. Thanks, man.
Welcome back,
I guess
Brando.
it was.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, because they were like, we're not going to hang out here.
Well, they should.
And my aunt and uncle, they left. They were here, and they live in Florida. So they're like, I was like, just stay here. Like, just hang out, and the storm will go by, and then you can just drive home. And they were like, no, we want to make it there before the storm hits. And we're like,
make it where?
To their house.
In Florida.
Yeah. Well, they have the same attitude as us. Like, we're not leaving for the storm. They just wanted to be at their house for the storm. So
right, but when everyone else is evacuating.
Well, it was already evacuation time by that time. Because I was like, just stay here.
So all the traffic should have been southward.
They got stuck in Atlanta. I had to get a hotel room because they couldn't go any further.
It's just fucked up how all that happened.
That sucks, man.
Oh, you almost think like it's a conspiracy, fill the hotels, fill the roads, get out there, watch TV, be concerned. Whereas, like, the heavily educated and the people that are like, I've been through this before, and play by their experience, and the fact that, well, maybe if I was a renter, I would leave. But even then, what do I got to lose? I like put myself out in a drift on a fucking floating surfboard or whatever's coming on. I'll be all right. Someone's going to pay for my way eventually because I'm a renter.
Yeah.
But I was told to get out. I don't know. No, we of course, we weren't leaving.
It's a good excuse for a hurricane party.
Right. And everything worked out just as planned until you had the heavy rain last Monday after.
Oh, yeah.
And like back in the Portsmouth Street in Avalon Beach, all those older houses, their driveways flooded. Mine had some water in it, but across the street, my old friend Mikey, he had 2 feet in his garage, man. But his house was like that house that I own over there, 89. His house was built in like 72. And like he's got this huge house. The guy that owns Andy's Painting? He's this Greek guy.
I've seen the trucks.
Yeah, you've seen Andy's Painting. And he's this charismatic, like as you would think that some old like middle-aged Greek guy that owns the world. And he's literally, he has a bulkhead that's 4 feet above Mikey Kessler's, because Kessler's house was built in 74. His was built in 2004. It's literally 30 years later, but they brought in 40 loads of sand to build fucking Andy's house. And every time there's some heavy rain, forget about it. He's got to pump it out.
That sucks.
It does. But the fact is, he's on an old beach box, and he's got all this stuff down there, like appliances and furniture and stuff. He still works for Brinley Beach. He got me my job at Brinley Beach. So people give him all these appliances.
When you do
He's
maintenance,
got
oh my God.
he's got 3 or 4 like ice makers. Okay, like just ice makers. Those things are worth $500 a piece, easy. And I'm like, dude, I'll give you. And he got them for free. But in his brother, who owned a First Light maintenance repair, appliance and repair, he quit it and he's trying to do his shrimp boat. Okay, it's a funny story, but Mike, he's got all these appliances, all this furniture. He gave Colleen would ask him for furniture and he would give it to her. But it was all given to him by like old owners in Brinley Beach,
It got to a point I had to say no every time people were offering me stuff. Like, no, I can't take your nice leather sectional sofa with recliner chairs.
Right. Isn't it funny though?
That's how I got this thing. This is leather. It's like white.
Gorgeous.
It's white leather. But it's like all worn out. But.
Right. But they don't go anywhere. I mean, as far as like the quality, they don't go anywhere. You continue to use it. It's not like it's falling apart or like shedding a whole mess of stuff out of it, and that happens. Anyway, I gave a bunch of the stuff that Mike gave Colleen, and we're talking like one of those seriously 80s huge wall units where it was like 3 different pieces, like bookshelf type stuff, like big TV in the middle. But I'm talking a TV that's this deep and stuff like that. And we had it given to us, and it was in that in-between room. It took up a lot of space. And when we called Hotline to come and get a whole bunch of furniture, including that was the one thing that I thought that they wouldn't want. They're like, they don't go, no, we're not taking that. But luckily they helped me take it up to the top of the road, and we left it there, and someone took it.
Good.
Yeah, they took it. With a big enough space, it's okay because there's a lot of shelf space. But shit, man. Shit, no, it's way too much space. And that's essentially where I'm at. Is just trying to reduce.
Was it 32 or 39-inch TV? Like the biggest picture tube TV you could get back in the day, like in 98 or something like that. I bought it, and I mean it was huge. And I offered it to somebody, and they were like, "Really, for free?" I'm like, "Yeah, get it out of my house, and you can have that damn thing, man." Like, I mean, the thing was like that deep. Like, it was so huge. It took 2 or 3 people. Well, it took 3 people to get it in my house when I first got it.
I can mind just stretching thinking about it, because like having to move something like that. And sometime during the 90s, there's a neighbor who was like, "I've got this TV. I don't know if it works or not. You can come over and check it out. Just take it out of my house." And of course, it didn't work. His house had gotten hit by lightning, he got hit by lightning. But at the time, I didn't know enough that like we could maybe replace just a fuse that was like the power fuse. I mean, it got hit by lightning. Instead of the whole thing blowing up, it stopped right here.
Yeah, like right on the main power board.
Right.
Usually there's a fuse right after where the cord goes in.
It was a huge fucking TV, and it's amazing because it's just, despite the fact that I haven't spent a whole lot of time in the maintenance technician type of field, there's the easy fucking fixes for a lot of shit that you like normal people be like, "Oh, it's fucked."
What's up, Blumberg? What's up, Yay? Yeah, I remember one of the time. Actually, I still have it. It's in my trailer back there, but it was like $2,000 dishwasher. It's like I don't think the inside. Or maybe the inside was stainless. Fuck I can't remember. I know the outside was stainless, and I want to say the whole inside was stainless, but maybe I'm wrong about that.
Well, that's the most important part is the inside.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the outside's just for looks. I don't like it because it gets all like you
Dude,
get anything on it.
work continues to suck, and like I'm like in the process trying to convince Muhammad, look, I would rather work 2 closing shifts than work 2 9-to-5s, 2 11 to 7:30s.
And one close.
Right, that's what my schedule. Okay, so yeah, when you quit, like we worked together, like on a couple of Friday nights, and then I guess that's what they were doing was training me to be there on Friday night. But I don't have my CPO, although Muhammad's like taking pictures of like the equipment and then saying go here, go there. But
I didn't have my CPO either.
I know, but you had it
twice.
Yeah, so you knew what you were doing. Yeah. And man, it really sucks. Oh man, I'm sorry. I don't mean to bring it up. But I'm like, these middle shifts are killing me. I want to do one or the other. And like last week, Dan was on vacation, so I worked like 2:30 to 11 on both Thursday and Friday this past week. And I thought it was really going to suck. And it wasn't that bad. It actually really wasn't that bad.
I love working night shift.
And like I was in one unit, we're doing the PMs. I got the TV on. I'm watching fucking Fox fucking News Central. Seriously, watching Fox News, going cool. And I'm like painting all at the same time in the unit, because they
is against company policy. Because you can have the radio on at a reasonable level, but not a TV. If you're not watching TV, who cares?
I had never heard any of that, but Muhammad changes it. Like he's okay. Here's a perfect example. Tom, listen to this. Okay, so and this is I'm not lying just to support my own agenda or whatever, but like in May. Because, I've been relatively gitchy about this whole thing because from the get-go, Muhammad was a liar and a deceptive sand weirdo. Anyway, we're driving one day in the car, and I'm driving. And he said, we were pulling up to the automatic gate heading north. So that it would open automatically. I didn't have to do and I slowed down. And I swear, this is in May. I slowed down. He's like, why are you slowing down? I said, because the gate. He's like, you will never catch that gate. You will never catch that gate. That gate moves so fast and these carts so slow. I'm like, I don't think so. He's like, I tell you. Fucking last week, I'm in the same electric cart that we were riding that day. And that fucking thing hesitated. Man, that motherfucker blam came off the whole fucking shebang.
That's what I was always waiting for.
Yeah, and it was going up, and then it suddenly stopped. And he's like, so, okay, so of course I want to. This is just like a fucking episode of fucking Parks and Recreation or one of those shows. So Jason's on board, and he's like, how dry he is. He doesn't say a whole lot. He's alcoholic. Well, like both of us, but he's like, he feels bad about it. I think it depresses him. Whatever. He's always just like, he doesn't get very excited about anything. I was like, he was coming in, and I'm fixing this thing that I just ran into. Muhammad's nowhere. And, like, he didn't even look at me, man. And I was like, well, fuck you, dude. Fuck you. I just, like, they put plastic, like.
Nuts.
Yeah.
So they're breakaway nuts.
And then it just flew off. It was like WWF, like a chair breaks All right.
Oh yeah.
It was great though, and there was like seriously, no one got hurt, and the machine didn't get hurt. I wasn't going that fast. I had
Nah.
slowed
Well, they're
down.
breakaway nuts. They're made to just pop
I
right
know,
up.
but I was slowing down, and it was not. It's not like I was a diesel truck, or a dually or
I
something.
always expected that to happen. Just the hesitation of the gate, and because I'd always let off on the gas when I hit that signal, so it starts slowing down. I got enough time to slam the brake if the gate actually doesn't open.
Seriously, dude, he browbeat me because I slowed down. Things like and he said, "You'll never catch it." Okay,
And then you catch it.
So I catch it, and check this out. Seriously, I was like panicking like some fucking freshman in high school, panicking, and I digging through the dirt, and I find everything, and I put it back on, and it works. I leave. I was like, because I didn't have a fucking wrench. You know, we don't have any fucking tools, and if we did, no one puts them back. You never know where they are. It's a fucking joke. Oh, you want me to rewire the whole fucking building? Yeah, great. I can't find the single green-handled fucking wire strippers and cutters that we have because I just put them back there. Some fucking anyway.
That's great.
Oh, seriously, it's just so fucking insane, dude. So I go back there. And I do everything that I can do. And now here's a funny thing. So housekeeping calls Amanda Demanda because like she's over budget. She can't get like the carpet cleaners over there anymore because she's so far over budget, and they charge a lot for that. Oh, shit, dude. Corey, who's the owner, they've got a lot of other shit everywhere else, like in every other real estate company, management company, Brimley included. I forgot about it. She was like, "We're killing it over there, and we don't need this shit, but I love the cash flow, but we're not making the money that we should. And a lot of it has to do with the equipment in the fucking laundry room. If we had shit piling through there, we could get it done quicker, but we're waiting on machines." How often does that happen where the employees are waiting on the machines as opposed to the machines doing their job so well that the employees always have something to do? You know,
that middle washer.
Yeah, it's been out of. Yeah,
I fixed it somehow. Like I was messing with it.
You didn't fix it. Went back and forth like this. It was supposed to go all the way around, and it never did.
Well, no, it worked fine. Like I even asked the guy that worked there. I was like, "Hey, look at this. Is it working like it should? Because I don't know what the operating cycles are." And he's like, "Yeah, I can't believe it. Like you fixed it. Like it's been down for months." And that thing was running fine. The next night, I had like night shift. I had to go into the laundry. The sign's right back up, out of order. I was like, "Oh, well, looks like I didn't fix it."
Well, the sad and sorry thing is, it might not be that bad, and that you did. I mean, did you replace a belt? Because I mean, it seems relatively like that if it could get going, but it's too late.
No, it was the door
it's
sensor.
Too late. It's too late. They're.
That's what it was. It was the door sensor was the problem because it never sensed that the door was actually shut and locked, so it wouldn't turn on.
I can't wait for them to be gone. I mean,
what's up, Sean?
It's disappointing to say the least, dude. It's disappointing. And listen, can I have a cigarette, please?
Yeah.
Do you mind? That motherfucker stinks. I was actually gagging on his smell as he's standing in front of me. It's stinky motherfucker. And I'm not being racist or anything else. Fucking, if you have to fucking reapply or you actually take a shower once a day and then like put on some, fuck you. I mean, that's crazy how bad he smells. And I would hope to holy hell that if I smell bad, holy shit, man.
This sucker.
Oh, thanks, man.
That's my flipping lighter.
Did you ever meet Emily? She was a great big heavy girl, reservationist. Oh, well, there you have it. You never met her, but it wasn't long after that, I guess, that she came on and she already quit, like walked off the job a few weeks ago. Remember Ricky?
Was he the new guy when I was there?
Ricky,
The
tall,
one from,
skinny kid that
from
looked,
Virginia?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They fired him
Why?
because he would sign in and out for lunch, and his and this is what I understand, told to me by Jason. I'm going to get my resource or my sources correct. So his father got him the job in Powhatan because his father was like a general manager or something like that. Just at that resort, not at Diamond Resorts International. He was somewhere. Okay. So there you have it. You have nepotism. He comes down here and apparently he was milking the clock too. Like he could have gotten the work done during the shift, and then people come in and then he's staying on an extra hour and a half after 11 because he and I should be walking out at the same time, right?
Whoever worked 11 almost never walked out with me at 11. I walked out exactly like 11:10. I was like out the door.
Exactly.
I counted down the seconds until it hit 11, and I was gone.
Which leads me to believe that like Amanda, or now called Demanda, she needs to back off. I mean, we don't have it. She doesn't have enough Lauren doesn't have enough employees. I mean, it's still Michael, and now Rick is gone, and Ricky's gone, and Emily walked off the job. So it's still, you remember Sarah is there.
Mm-hmm.
Michael, Sarah, and Allie, who you probably never met.
Nope.
That's fucking it. And Warren.
It's always been high turnover there. The only department that ever even got close to being actually, full was not reservation, front desk. Like they were close, but they were like one person down.
Yeah,
like maintenance is always at least 2 down.
They're 2 or 3 down right now. Hey, did you know Joseanne? It was the activities director.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think she quit one day.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, she was like really mad, like filed something, like some
yeah,
kind of
you
complaint.
do know that. So I had this candid conversation with Corey Davis, and she told me that whole thing. She said that she filed complaints, and she sent emails to everybody up to Flasky and down about the bullshit that went on during her employment. And the way that Corey put it was like she was like,
oh yeah.
yeah, and that was it. I know Joseanne, and she's a very cool person, man. I love her. She's great.
Yeah, she seemed cool when I worked with her. I never had a problem with her.
Her daughter is the same age as Gigi, and they hung together once upon a time. But like I hung with Joseanne just a little bit, but I mean, it sucks. That sucks right there, because I know that she worked there a long time.
Yep. They just kept stacking more and more stuff on top of her to do, and now you got to do this. Now you got this to do too.
And why? Because you're understaffed. Not okay.
Yeah.
Fucking raise your rates, man. It costs a shit ton more to live in a resort community. I mean, seriously, Tom, you know, but you don't eat. So seriously, it's fucking groceries are crazy.
Oh,
Fucking renting is crazy. It's nuts. It's a goddamn joke. It's a goddamn joke how much it costs to live here, just to live here, and then you're getting these terrible rates. You know Kara though. Remember Kara? She was an inspector. She had to wear sleeves. She had to wear sleeves too.
Oh,
because
she's the one that cleaned the office with like the cool hair.
She had a ponytail. She's always had a ponytail.
She might have been the other girl that worked with her every once in a while.
She was working at the Holiday Inn and she was dealing with some shit. She was making $5 more an hour. She quit that job because her boss, who's a woman, put hands on her. Not in a sexual way. It was a like angry type of way. And even though she filed, it never felt like the same, and she always felt intimidated, etc. And so she quit, and she came here for $5 less an hour, and her work's way more. And she's like left thinking, "Holy shit!" Because she spent so much time at Holiday Inn, she knew a lot more than the people that she's working with and that are above her. And she's like, these people can't run a fucking budget. They don't know shit. This is terrible. And seriously, we are. I mean, this resort, they freak out about every VIP and blah, blah, blah that's coming in, but they don't worry about the regular customer. The regular customer is the most important one. Not these VIPs and these executives. They're gonna come back one way or the other.
That stay for one night. He spent 3 days getting one ready just so that they could be there for one night.
Yeah, and guess what, dude? They came to fish and they had prostitutes and they left shit in the toilet. They were pigs, Lasky included. Holy shit! Yeah, the executives just fucking debauchery, seriously, and like, good for them. All for what? Man, we totally redid those units as best we could, painting and everything else. And it's funny because on Sunday night we got some VIPs coming. I'm like, let's put them over there where we put Lasky, for Christ's sake.
Really?
No, we're going to put them over here. We're going to put them way the fuck over here.
Some unit that hasn't been touched.
1702. We're going to put them in 1702. You know, and I mean, because right there, I don't care that it's in the woods right there. It's wet. It's wet all the time. It's horrible. The parking sucks.
The parking lot sucks.
Oh my God, this totally sucks. Oh, well, they can walk over to the pool from there. Yeah, well, if they've got a ton of DEET, I don't know. All right, maybe.
Good luck with mosquitoes.
But yeah, the joke around town is it's not Amanda, it's Demanda. And when Demanda and Mohammed get together, guess what they call it? Demand Mo. Demand Mo.
They were always together too.
Oh, it's like, oh, seriously. It's the lion's den, as Donald puts it. going into the Lions Den. Add in Lauren, who suddenly has all kinds of power and can actually drive the new pickup truck. None of us maintenance guys can. Oh, and so can Katie somehow. Katie, not a maintenance guy. Oh, Donald suddenly is able to drive it. The only people that aren't able to drive it, despite the fact that we have clean records, is Dan, Jason, and myself.
Which is still funny because you had to have like an intensive driver background check to get the job. And then you get the job and you drive a golf cart, but you're on private property. So it doesn't matter if you drive a vehicle. It doesn't even have to have a license plate or anything because it's on private property. You still can't drive.
Still, and like we've got these like when we do our PMs and remove those fucking folding closet doors and the shower doors, those fucking things are heavy, and you got to carry them to a dumpster or whatever. It's like you're on a golf cart and you're like, what do you mean? I'm fucking Fred Flintstone.
Yeah, but it makes you take a couple different trips just to get all that crap out of there instead of one trip that it would take you with a pickup. So I spend half my night driving back and forth to a dumpster.
Yeah, well, I'd rather spend my night, like half my night, like if in that situation where I could excuse what you're saying, fucking actually watching TV. Hell yeah. They ain't question that bullshit. Fuck them. Fucking Cat and fucking Cupcake and Twinkie the Kid. Holy shit, man. Fucking Muhammad couldn't fucking huck a fucking half a fucking folding closet door down a fucking flight of stairs. And he's gonna like question me. He won't question me. I'll tell you what, man. We got into it the other day. Listen to this, man. You might remember during training, during my early part, it was early May. It was cool, and so I was wearing these cargo pants that were fucking a mess. But we were painting the pool deck and everything else. They had fucking. I wore them the other day because it got fucking cold. He never got me shorts. Or he never got me pants. He's like, you can't wear those. I was like, I wore those for fucking 6 weeks. Look at the paint on them. Until my shorts finally arrived after I had sweated my ass off how many times. He's like, you can't wear those. That's going to be 6 points off our audit. I was like, well, where are my pants? He's like, what do you mean? You asked for shorts. I was like,
you think I was only going to last the summer?
I was like, so in Virginia, your techs only wear shorts all throughout the year? He said, no. I said, well, we don't either down here. The winter is harsh. So
you're on a golf cart.
I had asked you about pants like over a month ago because he's like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. He was just such a fucking liar. And he denying all this shit. Oh my God. He's a narcissist. It's an egomaniac. He'll never admit he's wrong. And so he promised me when things would slow down that he would change the schedule because I've been doing the research. And the research is this. The middle shift is ineffective. The only thing it does is piss off the employee if that said employee doesn't like that shift. Now, for a lot of other people that were out drinking like consistently, yeah, 11 to 7:30 might be the best thing for them. But I'm a family man. I've been telling them that, and I need to do stuff during the daylight. And Dan went on vacation, so I worked for like 3 evenings in a row, and I had a single call on 2 of the 3 evenings and 0 on the third, basically meaning that his theory that we need to have more guys on staff so that they can answer the guest calls, and that's what I was last told, is no longer needed.
Did you
That
ever get a
we-
housekeeping runner? Are
we
you still doing that crap?
doesn't. No, we're doing that crap. But that's what I'm saying is that even with that crap,
You don't need more than one.
we don't need it. We had two calls in 3 nights during the time period in which we're talking about, which is 5:30 to 7:30, 2 fucking hours. We had 2 calls in 3 nights. So it's his argument is that we have that many people on because we get a high frequency of guest calls, which is a fucking lie. And so I'm down to this, and like he'll go back and lie and say, I never said that, I never said that, I never said that. But the fact of the matter is he did, and we need to eliminate that middle shift so that, because I would rather, honestly, I'd rather work 3 early shifts and 2:30 to 11 shifts if it meant I didn't have to work a single middle shift, because those middle shifts suck ass. You know, even on the weekends, like my schedule right now basically eliminates any time for family, because, hey, guess what? When you get out of school or when you're done with work on Friday, I'm working the late shift. I work till 11. You'll be in bed when I get home.
Yeah.
Oh, and then I wake up, you know, a little late because I work till 11, and I go in at 11 on Saturday. I work till 7:30. And then, oh, guess what? On Sunday, I work the first shift. His inexperience is so easily identified, but he's such a narcissist, dude. He really. I finished that story about the gate, right? What the fuck, man? And then he wanted to lecture me. Okay, so he comes back through and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, and I just went told, because I know the cameras were there, and I don't know what he saw. I was just like, here's what happened. The gate didn't go all the way up, and I rolled through it, and I hit it, and it popped off. I put it back on, and now I'm tightening it up, and it's working fine. He's like, I swear I've seen you do that before, and you don't need to do that. You need to stop. And of course, in his terrible accent, but he was serious. Honest to God, he was in the cart. He's like, you can go as fast as you want. You will never catch up to it. You will always lift up first. Liar.
Until that day, it doesn't.
Until that day it doesn't. But it was he totally was like a total fucking dickhead.
It's his job.
I think there's trouble on the horizon, to be honest with you. It won't have anything to do with me, and I'll continue to work. But I'll tell you what, Dan, oh man, you being gone has put a huge pressure on us, even though Donald has come back, because Donald, he may as well be Todd, because the 2 guys are like hand in hand like a couple of weirdos. Every day they're working together, so they're one person. They don't actually, they may get shit accomplished here and there, but Donald isn't helping us at all. Let's put it that way. I take that back. Muhammad was hell bent on me completing this work order where those little fluorescent can bulbs that you see in different parts of the building. There was one over the bathroom sink, or the women's sink in the welcome center. Ended up being the ballast. And I told Muhammad, I was like, Muhammad, I'm not sticking my arm up in a hole this big searching for something I don't even know what I'm going to do. I mean, especially when there's electricity. You can turn that in, it's easy. It's He said it several times, didn't help me. I was like, fuck this shit. I'm gonna get fucking Donald to do it. But I was like, Donald, I don't have any wire cutters. I need you to come over here because I got all the pieces. I just need the right tool. I thought I had the wire cutter. He come over and he pulls it down. It's like, perfect. He pulled it down. I cut the wires and reattached them in the. He's like, I was having trouble with one. He's like, let me give it a try. You can get it done. And then I went back up there and did it. And all said and done, it all worked out for sure. But I'm no fan of Muhammad, man. I'll tell you what. It might be goddamn. There's a good goddamn chance I'm gonna beat the piss out of that guy. Like seriously though, like unprovoked, like especially with these pants. The thing earlier, I was like, I got look. This is Pool Deck Beechwoods fucking paint. I was wearing these pants, fucking 3 months ago when I asked you if you wanted shorts or pants, and I was like, I'm sorry, so all your boys up at Powhatan, they only wore shorts or they only wore pants? He couldn't see my point. He couldn't see that I was pointing out that it was his fault. He's totally lost. I don't know. Terrible. All right. So before I leave,
Hey, Beth.
I've got to with that Craftsman riding lawnmower. A lot of times when I'm engaging the cut deck,
PTO,
it always works. But disengaging, what happens is the cable comes out and it doesn't, and so it takes forever. And I ride around and like try and jiggle it loose. But I'm just thinking,
cable driven, like between the lever and wherever it goes to, that's cable. Because it might just be seasoned up inside there. If you just like hit it really good with WD and let it like soak down into the cable, work it back and forth a little bit.
Okay.
It should make it start working.
Okay.
The only problem is where we live, and especially a lawnmower where it's throwing dust and dirt and crap everywhere, that will like go to the WD. So you'd want to do that like after you're done cutting, or like you cut today, so go ahead and do it tomorrow and lube it up really good. That way that it's not like, all wet the next time you cut.
I just want to leave it for a little while. In other words, yeah.
Because you don't want all that crap getting in there, and then now that's inside the cable, and now that's holding you up now too.
Right. I need a new. I had looked it up too. The grass shoot basically. I ran over and cut mine up the last time. It was dark out. I tell you, it was bad. It needed to be done though. And anyway.
What's up, JC?
All right. Look at the can. All right, bro. Yeah. I'll see you soon.
All right, cool. Appreciate it.
Yeah, give that a try. Skywalker.
And that was a visit with my neighbor. Hope everybody enjoyed that. He cracks me up. So what's going on? I think I said hi to Shuller. What's up, Shuller? Said hi to JC and Bev. I tried to say hi while he was telling stories. What's up, Blumberg?
That's all I missed. Sweet, and it's way too late, but go fish. Take it easy. Thanks for hanging out. Oh, jeez. All right. So what's everybody doing? Just hanging out. That was pretty funny. He works where I used to work. So he's always telling me about all the new stuff they're doing that's wrong and goofy and all that stuff. Which when I worked there, I was part of management, so I already knew all that stuff. Well, like the stuff that he was talking about, like I was there while they were suggesting it and stuff in meetings and stuff. And I'm like, no, don't do that. That's so dumb. And next thing you know, it's implemented. And now this crazy thing that people were all saying don't do, all of a sudden, now it seems to be commonplace. But I don't know. I find it funny. There's Eric. What's up, Eric? Here, I'll just click that there. If anyone wants to hop in, go for it. Click the button. Nice. Nice. I put a link in there. So, Eric, if you want to tell us what stuff you made in that sauce, that would be awesome. I'm gonna take a whiz real quick. Whiz, kid. I want to know what peppers were in there. Best dying. That's pretty funny. Getting up and running around for it, dog. You heard pepper sauce? You're all happy. Woo! I get more than I thought. I just thought of that. That was pretty funny. My neighbor was like, cans. What's up, Lisa? Not sure if you knew you were live. I said it as soon as he walked in. Like before he even sat down, I was like, I'm live. Red super hots and red milds. Oh, I can get a little hairy there. Got any tunes? Nope. I don't play music. Every time I played music, I got a copyright strike. So, it wasn't a copyright strike. It was on the basis of a copyright strike, but it wasn't an actual strike. It was like a preemptive strike type thing. So, other people do it. I'll join theirs when they do it, but I don't do it on mine. Of course, Beth. That's like rule 1 when you're growing like really hot peppers. You always say it's a mild pepper.
even though you know it's not. I've done that accidentally, but I try to be nice and honest with people. And I also say, I'll give you my opinion, whether it's hot or not, like on a scale, but at the same time, never trust me on anything about how hot it is. Because I have tendency to be like, yeah, it's not hot at all. And people eat it and are like, what the heck? My mouth's on fire. But if I do tell you, like, yeah, you're going to burn, like your face is going to burn, like, you should know that it probably will. I guess just on the mild peppers, you never believe me. If I say it's mild. So, what's up, Metal 40? What's everybody up to? Waiting for the V-bar to launch. Here's the right one. There we go. Nice. Metal 40 just got back from work. Nice. What kind of work do you do? Man, stupid thing. I should have, while I was in the garage, I should have grabbed the dang WD-40. I lubed up this dang chair. It's been driving me nuts for like months. Nice. Car part factory. I'd have a lot of fun with that one. That's time to get high. Hell yeah. Nice cheeseburger poster. That's funny, Pedro. Yeah. Lemon, well, ahi lemon, lemon drop, whatever the heck, hot lemon. I've heard them call it a bunch of different things. Yeah, those suckers, well, I mean, technically, on the range of scale that they say a jalapeno is 2,500 to 5,000, that a lemon drop can be anywhere from 6 times hotter than the hottest jalapeno to, what, 20 times hotter? Or, well, 18 times hotter. Or wait, 16 times hotter. Hey, what are you eating over there? Your paw? Weirdo. Cheese is always better. Come here. Come here. Say hi to everybody. Come here. Come here. What are you doing? Come here. All right, go over there then. Never mind. Gonna get her to do a little cameo. You want to show everybody? You want to see? No? You're all worn out from the neighbors stopping by? She found a friend. Oh, there's Eric. Damn. That's the only thing. I wish I would, like, just give you some kind of notification somewhere that there's somebody backstage. I always, like, miss it.
What's going on?
Not much. What are you up to?
And I just got done making big batch of hot sauce.
Burning Beth's mouth.
Yeah, I didn't think it was that bad.
You tried to kill me.
Basically, I did a big pot up, and there's probably 100 of some serranos and jalapenos and some Anaheim peppers. Then I had a big pile, probably 25 or 30, whatever super hots that I had that was ripe at the time. Like,
Yeah, you never told me there were super hots in there.
It's a good way to get your tolerance up.
Oh, taste this. It's mild.
it tastes pretty good. I was actually surprised it came out pretty decent.
I've only made one
hot sauce, and it came out crappy. I was
Yeah.
discouraged then.
Yeah, it seemed to turn out good. I thought I ate a bunch of tacos tonight, and the nachos.
Yeah. And Pages said 15 to 30,000 for an ahi lemon. I thought it was like 30 to like 90. I thought most ahis were in that like just broad range, anywhere from 30 to like 90-ish. Like sometimes can get up to 100, but I think there's an ahi habanero, which is close to 100,000. I don't know.
I don't know the Scoville on none of it, or don't remember it anyhow. I've seen it, when you read about them.
It's like history dates to me. For some reason, they just stick in my mind. Like 1865, we're in the middle of the Civil War. Like just stuff like that. Like I just, Pearl Harbor Day, December 1st, 1941, or December 7th, 1941. Just weird things just stick in my head for some reason.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, I can meet you 30 times and forget your name.
Yeah.
And Lisa says she's got a puppy that needs a new home, and he's super cute.
Oh.
What kind of puppy? And she's in Texas, so anybody in Texas need a puppy dog?
Yep.
If it was a pit bull and you were right down the road from me, I'd take it.
Oh no, you scratched the door.
Should have been pretty wore out today. I figured I'd get on here for a little bit. Bess had to get up early this morning to work. So that meant I had to get up early and watch the baby and stuff, and started making that hot sauce. That took a little while.
Yeah, I think I only got like 4 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's all I got last night. It's something like that. But I was up late last night. Then I just woke up early. You ever have that where like you're up way too late and then like you don't have to
It
be
actually
early?
made me feel better.
Huh?
It actually made me feel better to, like, I went to bed around 2 and was up at like 7. And I actually felt pretty good all day.
Yeah, every once in a while that makes me feel pretty good. But there's ones where I was up late and then like I just woke up early for some reason and then couldn't go back to sleep.
Crazy.
Hate that. What's up, Mark Spark?
Yeah, Beth, she ended up burning herself when we went to blend it. It came out of because it was still pretty hot.
Yeah, I got blisters all my arm. The blender exploded.
It went everywhere.
That's funny.
Want to show them the jars of hot sauce, how much we made?
Did you get a whole pile?
Yeah. Here's the first one.
Damn. A gallon of Fireball.
Yeah, then a couple of Coke 45. This is the one I've been eating on today. It was full too. I didn't think it was all that hot. But man, that'll last me forever. Yeah, I'm gonna be making some of that pumpkin starburst sauce like Micah sent me. And it was like really good. I didn't think pumpkin would be good in a sauce. But I ate the whole jar in 2 days. I would have ate it in a day, but I was trying to hold back a little.
Haven't you eaten any yet?
What's that?
Have you made any of that pumpkin?
No.
No.
I'm
Pumpkin starburst. I mean,
yeah, I'm going to make it tomorrow. I started peeling some of my pumpkin and chopped some of it up tonight. And that was about all I felt like doing after making all that other stuff.
yeah, I think you're right, Pedro. I think 30 to 50 is what I saw about ahi lemons. But just general like ahis, I think it was like 30 to like 100 or something like that. I can't remember. We had a discussion one night on the live stream about how hot the ahis are. I think that was the general consensus. If it's an ahi in general, like you might as well just figure like 30,000 to like 100,000 at most, kind of thing. Usually towards the lower scale, though. What's that?
I said Auntie said hi in the chat.
Did you, Eric? I said yeah, Ralph.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Sitting on a trip.
20 minutes ago, man. Just give it another 10 minutes. Nice. And Lisa says her dog has beautiful eye color, too. A little puppy. Mark wanted you to chug the hot sauce.
Shoot, heck with that. I keep my stuff pretty limited. I can't be like these guys that are eating all this contest hot sauce.
I wish I could show my arm. It's like blistering.
Bad.
Yeah. The blender exploded.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's what he's telling me that while ago.
While it was running, like the lid popped off. Typical like 80s humor, like sitcom.
It was like all over the window and the kitchen, the counters, everywhere. My arm is like, it's got blisters from how hot it was.
Yeah, because we was dipping it out of the big pot pretty hot and just blending it up. We didn't wait for it to cool down much. So when she turned that thing on, because we had never used this blender before, and it just like shot everywhere.
Yeah. That's funny. I've never had that happen to me. Well, I had it barely happen to me when I was making a smoothie once. I took the lid off. I think it was because there was ice in there, or not ice, frozen strawberries or berries or whatever. And I needed to like move it around so that they could get towards the blade. And I think it shot like a couple drips on the cabinet, but that's as close as I've ever gotten to that.
Yeah.
I always thought I would do it, like just on accident or whatever. Because I'll like hit the button and be like, oh, the lid, and like try to like hurry up and throw it on. But no, still haven't done it yet. But there's plenty of time. I just need to use it under more. What's up, GTA Legend?
I think I try to overfill a little bit too much to.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing. I try to like always keep it at least half full. Like I try not to go half full.
Yeah, or at least 3/4 the way full, and you're maxing it out from it going over.
I always start off small. Well, again, I'm usually using like frozen stuff. Like I have a bunch of frozen berries and stuff. I'll make a smoothie, so it like always clumps up and doesn't want to go. So it's not like I'm using like just peppers where they'll just solidify and like become like almost liquid immediately. But these things, usually you got to like stab them with a spoon for a while, and your spoon smacks off the blades. And
I had to start doing something with all the dang peppers. And I was like, man, my dehydrator ain't keeping up very fast. Before they're going bad. It usually takes about 2 days, really a day and a half, 2 days to dry them all out.
Now you see why Blumberg has like 4 dehydrators and they're all like stacked like 8 high.
That's what I was telling Beth, man. I need 4 because I'm only using a 4-rack one.
Yeah, you at least need 8.
Yeah. Heck, we got it. We never planned on doing drying that many peppers, though. You know.
Yeah, that's all I got is a 4 rack dehydrator.
Usually we'd make some jerky and stuff out of it a lot, you know. That's what we
I-
got.
I keep saying I want to make jerky, but I've never even looked into the recipes or anything like that, let alone bought the meat or attempted.
We just use deer burger with the seasonings.
Yeah. You just buy the pack of seasoning and it usually will tell you what to put in it. And you can add a little bit of whatever you want to it. That's what we always did.
Use deer burger.
Yeah. You can use deer burger and make like a softer type jerky too, where it's you squirt it out with the tube gun.
Mark says he's got an 11 rack dehydrator, but hardly any peppers. That's all right. You can make beef jerky or all kind of different stuff. Oh, nice. There you go.
Bumblebee Junction said that he's got a Jack Fleek's jerky in one of his playlists. I'll have to check that out. I just seen it, just don't remember it.
That's very true, Pedro. Yeah, you definitely will give it that pepper spray smell.
My skin is fine.
Yeah, Mark got his dehydrator at Cabela's. I don't know for sure, but I would always think that Cabela's would have like a higher grade version of, stuff as compared to like, say, Amazon or Walmart or something like that.
He's got one of those nice ones that I've seen in there before. Then it ain't like the round ones that would probably like you got and I got.
Yeah, mine's plastic and round.
Yeah. Okay. Have to check that out.
So did you have a fun Monday today?
Mine was just watching kids and making hot sauce.
Oh, so yeah.
Yeah.
I worked all day.
Yes.
And I went to the grocery store.
I went to the grocery store too.
I hate going to the grocery store.
Even
Even though I work at one. See, that's why I hate going to the grocery store. I work at one. So
I love going there. They got all kind of different food and stuff. Like, I'll just walk up and down the aisles, like thinking of things to make. And although I do that before I go to the grocery store, I'll Google, like, I don't know, I feel like chicken. Like I'll Google like all kind of chicken recipes, and I'll have everything from like barbecued chicken to, fried chicken to chicken breast, blah, 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 like some crazy thing that needs 37 ingredients. And
do you make a list?
in my head.
Okay, that works then. Don't make a real list.
The last time I made a list was probably the first time in years, but that was for last Thanksgiving, just because I didn't want to go back to the store and I wanted to make sure, because I had Thanksgiving on Wednesday instead of Thursday because I had to work Thursday. So I made everything Wednesday. And then when I got home from work on Thursday, I just threw leftovers in the microwave and was like, heck yeah, look at me, Thanksgiving it up. But I made a list that time because I didn't want to miss anything.
Yeah, I don't blame you there.
Eric sends me a list.
Yeah, I'll Messenger on Facebook Messenger or whatever. Be
like, get this. And then I have to screenshot it so I make sure I remember it. It's mostly for stuff you needs to make sauces or.
It's usually stuff that I'm making for myself, or that I want for supper that night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I go to the grocery store like every other day, if not every day. That's how much I like the grocery store. I just roll up like, all right, let's buy some stuff.
Yeah, it's just like I made this sauce, man. That's gonna last me for such a long time. That
Hey, you won't need any hot sauce from the store.
uh,
The only hot sauce from the store that I like is that El Yucateco, the green habanero. It's like the habanero, but it's verde. That stuff's good. It's got a little bit of heat to it, and it's probably the best store-bought sauce that I could. Well, I guess I could go to a specialty shop and get like Dave's Insanity sauce and stuff like that, but I don't know. There's a bunch of people that sell sauces that have sauces way better than those, national brands.
yeah. Because you can only eat so much hot sauce on stuff. It's not like powders where you can. It's more easier to blend that powders in with stuff without changing the whole different texture of the plate.
Oh yeah, another good thing to try is like your any kind of hot powder, pepper powder. I don't care what kind you have. Put it on like a hard-boiled egg. Put it on like most people put salt on there. That's good.
I didn't realize how good fresh powders and stuff was until Blumberg sent me all those different varieties of pepper powders, and I was like, man, that stuff's good. And you find yourself adding it to all kinds of different stuff, more so than what you do sauces.
Yeah, because sauces, I don't know. It's got to be like a weird scenario for the sauce to be like perfect, like a taco or, like a wrap or something like that. Or like just
Nachos.
Yeah, or like plain old chicken, like any kind of chicken you're having. Usually you could just put sauce over top of it or on the side and dip into it. Or
yeah, that's what I did too. Or fried chicken or something like that.
Oh, yeah. I haven't had fried chicken in so long. I haven't had barbecued chicken on the grill where you just like lace it with all kind of barbecue sauce and then just grill it.
Yeah.
Especially on like a charcoal grill, so you get that smoky flavor in the meat. I haven't had that in a long time.
The only thing we cook on is charcoal.
Yeah, we cook on a lot of meals, out on the grill.
The only thing we cook on is charcoal.
Yeah, that's what we use, charcoal or wood fire. We don't use propane or anything.
I want a propane for convenience. Whether it's like the little like tabletop grill that you take camping with you, I think that might be even better. That way for convenience, I could just grill inside or whatever. But I have a charcoal grill, but I used it so much that the whole thing like just fell apart.
Yeah, we went through quite a few charcoal grills.
We had a smoker one time. And what did we try to smoke? And we put wood in it, and then the whole thing caught on fire.
Before I started smoking it, I got it way too hot.
It pulled the paint off the outside of it and caught the grill on fire.
My I can't even use.
That's what we. Is that what we did? Bologna that time?
We smoked a bologna.
Yeah, we smoked bologna.
One of those whole bologna.
Yeah, that was awful.
Oh, it was awful.
It was awful.
She didn't like it. It was all right. I didn't do it that good. I don't think.
I used my grill so much that the actual rack you cook on, you can't cook on it because you'll get metal flakes all in your food because that's how rusted it is. So you got to put like a piece of tin foil down and poke holes all through it and then cook on the tin foil instead of actually on the grill.
Yeah, I think we've had to do something like that before.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can buy new, like that's my dilemma. Well, also the rack where you put the charcoal on, same thing's happening with that, where it's starting to fall through. So you just kind of like load it up with charcoal and kind of stack it all up. But there's always like one or two briquettes that fall through the grate that, part of the grate that's not there, but then it holds the rest of them up. So it's not that bad. But so I need that one and the top rack. But the adjuster, the inlet thing on the top, the air, letting the air out on the top works, but the bottom one's been gone for years. And there's only one wheel.
There was some sheet metal on the bottom. That's what we did.
Well, we added extra racks so it wouldn't burn out.
To the bottom of our grill from other girls.
From other grills, line the bottom with racks so the charcoal more or less keeps the heat right there on those racks. That way it lasted longer without burning out that way, I think. So you don't got the fire really directly right on that little thin sheet metal.
Well, the point that I'm at is like they're all the parts that I need to like put it back together correctly, like pretty much going to add up to a brand new grill because it's not that expensive a grill, and I got it for free. So it's almost like, well, just go buy a grill, we'll just call it the first time you ever bought a grill. Cause I've never bought a grill. All my grills I've ever had have been free. I've had like 7 grills or something like that. I don't know if anybody was catching what my neighbor was talking about when he was here, like about maintenance guys always getting free stuff, but it is like you get it all, especially when you're like working for people that have a lot of money, like $1 million vacation homes. They're like, there's a little tiny bit of rust on this grill. We can't have that here. Like this is a $25,000 a week rental house. Like we can't have this little bit of rust. And it's like, yeah, I'll take that sucker home. I don't mind a little bit of rust. You go home, like hit it with a can of paint real quick and you're done. Lump coal. I don't know. Can you use lump coal? I would think it would like put off something that you wouldn't want in your meat. Like some sort of, I don't know, carbon monoxide or I don't know, some kind of stuff. Or do you use the coal? Yeah, it's a smoke box. Now the smoke would be staying in there. I was thinking maybe it was just used to add heat.
But the lump charcoal, that's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Pieces of wood that's been to auctions and now love it. It ain't like the coal that you get. He ain't talking about the coal that you get that you're burying.
Oh, okay. So it's more like lump. Okay. I was thinking like straight up coal, like when they do a strip mine kind of thing.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know if you should be cooking with that, but no, charcoal, that's all good. Because I mean, all charcoal is like you said, wood. That's how do they do that? Like dehydrate?
No, they got these burners and they put it like they build a fire. Okay, they got like a container right here. Then they got another container inside that container, and they build a fire around the container inside, and it's filled with the wood, and it's burnt with no oxygen. So that's how they make it. And it's like, man, you can throw the piece of wood down and it shred like glass. Yeah, that's they show people in Asia where they build these little mud hut things and do something similar too.
That's awesome. Even when they don't have a facility to make charcoal, they make a mud hut and still make a facility to make charcoal.
Yeah. And it's like one of their business, people in like the Philippines or Thailand or places like that. That's how some of them make their business. They'll go out in the jungle, cut these wood down or get fallen wood down, and then they'll make charcoal and sell it to all the village people. It's called a retort. It's what it's called that they do the charcoal in. That's what you can put that carbon down, the coal down in a garden or your compost or whatever, and it's supposed to. That's how. Dang it! The richest soil in the world from the Amazon. That's how they made theirs, was adding that coal to it over the years.
Look at that.
Okay.
I'm getting more blisters.
Trying to think of the name. I'm on the spot right now, so everything ain't coming right to my head.
Yeah, Pedro. He says in his propane grill, he's got a little metal box to put wood and get a little smoky flavor. Heck yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
We always had them. Put water in there and then put like your whatever wood chips, like hickory chips or what's the other one?
Applewood,
Yeah, applewood. There you go. It's good.
mesquite. There's several of them, and I think people do different blends. And
Yeah, and I didn't have good results, but I've tried. I mean, maybe I did it wrong, but where you take like the foil and you make like a square thing of foil and you put your wood chips in there and you fold it all up on itself and everything and stab holes all through it and then set it like on the middle of your propane charcoal while it's going.
yeah,
And that's supposed to like give it a good smoky flavor. And I never got that stuff to actually work correctly.
yeah, I never tried it, but I've seen people do it on YouTube videos and stuff.
Yeah, I just assumed I did it wrong or something, but because I would do it, and then when I'm done cooking, I'd still have this foil packet with wood in it. I'm like, what the heck, man? Where'd my smoke go? And then the next time I would use charcoal, I would just like open up the foil packet and dump it on top of the charcoal when it's going.
Yeah, Pedro said he uses a bunch of blends.
Yeah, I love the hickory. That's really good, but the applewood is really good too.
Mesquite is good.
Yeah, mesquite's pretty good too.
Yeah.
I think they got their own places for different meats. I think really goes
Yeah.
better for one.
Yeah, you grilling an entire pig, use this kind. Just cooking a steak, you need this. And I bet it all differs on your taste too. So like some people would like applewood for their chicken, but other people would prefer hickory or mesquite
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah, it's a preference. Yeah,
Yep. I like the idea of using a bunch of different wood blends though. Get a little mesquite, a little like applewood and some hickory all together. Get a good lettuce of wood going or a salad of wood going.
yeah.
Alder. I don't think I've ever heard of alder.
Alderwood.
Yeah, alderwood.
Yeah, I've heard of alderwood. I don't know if I've had any around me where I've actually messed with them enough to know what one would look like.
I'm like I know my animals. I'm like okay, maybe on my fish, but when it comes to trees, I am so stupid. I can only point out like a couple different trees. Like
Yeah, I can do a handful of them.
I can point out a dogwood like when it blooms. I can point out like an oak, a gum.
Maple, a beech, a hickory's pretty easy too.
I can do maple, but that's about it. I think I'm dumb after those ones.
Then you pine trees. But
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you what kind of different pine it was. To me, it'd be like, that's a pine tree. You could tell a cedar tree, Rev, as the smell.
Yeah. Yeah, especially when I was in like Oklahoma, they got like tons of cedar trees out there. Like where I was at least, it was like right in the foothills of the Rockies.
You know more than what you think. And then a sycamore is easy because it's white bark.
I don't know if I've ever seen one. I've seen aspen. Those were pretty easy. When I was in Colorado, I got pretty good at recognizing what an aspen was. But if you showed me one right now, I'd probably be like, I don't know.
And like I wouldn't be able to tell you if it's a redwood or a white oak, red oak or a white oak until I cut it open and you'd be able to see the color of the grain. That'd be the only difference I know. The walnut's pretty easy to recognize too because of their leaves.
I don't know if I can pick out a walnut. My dad knows all that stuff though.
Yeah.
He could, like, you pull up a fish, he'll tell you what the fish is. You pull up any animal, he'll tell you what kind of animal it is. Especially birds. Like birds, I'm pretty bad with. Like I can name
Too many.
especially when they're flying. My dad will be like, "Oh, it's cormorant." It's like, well, how the heck did you know that? Like, I can tell if it's a duck because they never stop flapping. Like, I I know that, but I can usually tell like the birds of prey. But as far as like that's a chickadee or that's a robin or that's a bluebird or whatever, unless it stops, then I'm like, oh, okay, I can see what that is now.
You like me, you know, a handful of them, you know, enough to get by. You're gonna, you know, the common stuff.
Yeah.
But if something's out there that you don't see a lot, you're not gonna know what it is.
Yeah, my dad does, like every single time. And he's good with trees too. And like, well, any kind of vegetation. He'll be like, that's poison ivy, that's poison oak, that's poison sumac, that's like an oak tree. That's like, I'm like, what the heck, man? Like, I tried to soak it in from him, but just didn't take completely. Oh man, any kind of smoked salmon would be awesome. I was looking up recipes earlier today. One of them that just came across was something smoked salmon with blah, 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 blah. And whatever the blah, 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 that's what I was looking up. But I saw the smoked salmon, was like, smoked salmon. I haven't had like half decent smoked salmon in a long time.
I like salmon.
Yeah, I'm not a big fish person, but salmon and tuna are probably my two favorite fishes that I can get.
Oh, you don't like fresh panfish like crappie and bluegill, like deep fried? Pretty good too.
Not exactly. I mean, if it's there and someone already made it and I can just eat it, sure. I'm a fan of anything that's like that.
Like catfish, like if you just go to the buffet and they had catfish buffet, you could eat that.
Yeah, I'd try it at least. Yeah. That's what I love about game dinners. You go to those things and they got like they got like rabbit. Like this whole table's rabbit. Over here we have like fried rabbit. Here's some sauteed rabbit with garlic butter. And like here's, you know, whatever. And here's a different kind. And but yeah, I love that.
Walleye's good too. Yellow perch is really good too.
I don't know if I've ever had walleye. Because that's more like a colder climate type fish.
Yeah.
And well, they didn't have it where I lived in Pennsylvania, so that was the coldest climate I've ever lived.
Well, they stocked them in pits and different stuff around here. Like, when I say pits, they're old strip mines is what they are. Or got tons of them.
Oh yeah, we had a ton of them in Pennsylvania. They'd come in and like just take an entire mountain, and all of a sudden now it just became like this giant pit. I remember this one farm we would hunt at all the time. I remember there was this one spot, like if you go down the road, like towards the end of the road, if you like look, there was like a low spot under the fence. And if you like looked over, you would just see nothing but water down there because they came in and strip mined, but never refilled it back in. It was just like a big, like hole in the ground. And because it was a hole in the ground, water accumulated. And over time, like it just became like a big pit. Yellow perch is good. Buffalo. I've had a good share of buffalo. That's pretty good. Buffalo steak, buffalo ground meat, all that stuff. Yeah, because I went to so many game dinners, like I've had, especially something like a buffalo. Like back before, maybe they were doing it, I don't know, but it wasn't like common practice. But before I knew of people farming buffalo because like if you don't know, like you're not allowed to sell wild game. Like it's against the law. So to do it, you have to farm it. So like if you had deer meat that you wanted to sell to a restaurant that wanted to exclusively have like deer meat burgers, you would have to like farm the deer and like raise them just like cow. You can't just like go out in the wild and shoot one. And before I knew about the buffalo, like at the wild game dinners, there was all kind of people that would have buffalo, everything, you name it. Like buffalo, like they would have steak, but they would be like cut into small little portions so that you could just get like one or two to try. And but yeah, buffalo ground meat and all that different stuff. But not the buffalo wings. Never knew how they got those wings off the buffalo. I know, I'm getting hungry too. All this talk of smoked meat, smoked salmon, all that different stuff. I could go to the grocery store and go broke right now. Well, I guess my grocery store is closed. Yeah, well, that's well, growing up, we didn't have a lot of money, and my dad was a big hunter, so we ate a lot of deer, and that's why I don't even like deer anymore. Because I think I've eaten enough deer for like most of the people in this chat for an entire lifetime. And that's just until I was like 20, because I really haven't eaten much deer meat since I was like 20. But I remember my dad got a bear one time, and we ate bear meat for an entire month. Every single meal, something different. Like we'd have bear burgers, and then we'd have like bear stroganoff, and then we'd have like bear whatever. Yeah, that quail and squirrel are really good. Duck, really good. Dove is awesome. I don't know if I want to eat a raccoon. They seem like very greasy. Although I've seen recipes where they're actually not bad. I've seen people eat raccoon. Well, I've probably eaten all these too, but the ones I'm talking about, I saw people cook it like a whole chicken, raccoon, beaver, and groundhog, and they're all supposed to. Oh, and skunk, and they're all supposed to be like a greasy meat. But everyone I watched make it, I don't know, it seemed pretty good, or it looked pretty good anyway. Yeah, rabbits. Gotta love bunny meat. Yeah, we have tons of Canadian geese here. Because we're like the halfway point between like Canada, where they hang out in the summer, and then south, where they go for the winter. I think that's how they go, right? Yeah. Actually, they should be starting to show up now, or sometime soon. What was the end of that, JC? No rain here for a month. Where's the beavers? I don't know if I've ever had possum. I probably have, because every time we went to a game dinner, there was always people bringing like the weirdest thing you've ever heard of. Like I remember one time, it was right when that first heart transplant, or no, liver transplant from a baboon to a human happened. I don't remember when that was, like 80s, maybe early 90s, something like that. But I remember one of the game dinners I went to, they had someone got back from Africa and killed a baboon, and they made baboon liver pudding. I remember trying that, thinking like, that's got to be one of the weirdest things I've ever tried. In name is what I mean, not like by taste. Taste, I don't know, it just tasted like whatever. Mark says Americans paid hunt with guides on my land. Oh yeah, they do that all over the place. What do they pay to hunt on your land?
What do they pay for? Like deer, elk, ducks. My cousin has an impoundment, which is nothing more than a field that's like it's dug down, so like it's below like the normal level, and then you just pretty much make a cornfield. And then whenever it comes close to duck season, you go in and you plow the cornfield under. So you just go in there with a plow, and all your good corn, you just plow it under, and then you flood it. And then the ducks come in and they stay around because they're sitting there eating all the corn. It's like the legal way to bait ducks. You're not allowed to actually go out and throw corn, but if you plant corn, grow it, and then till it under and then flood it, it's not considered actually baiting. But yeah, he has that. He has like a whole business. Like my dad loves to hunt, and he's always talking about wanting to go down there and do that. And it's always like the last day of the season is like the only day that he can get in, because my cousin's usually booked full through the entire season. What's up, Lewis? Appreciate that. Yeah, first day of fall was either yesterday, because I'm in Tuesday already, or it was the day before. I always go the day before. Second.
Reb, I'm gonna have to get off of here. I can't hardly get him to stop. She can't hardly get the baby to stop crying, and I know people don't want to be hearing that type of stuff.
All right, it's no big deal.
That's why I was muted for so long. It's like nobody wants to hear that stuff. But I'll see everybody later. I'll be on the chat and stuff.
All right, man. Appreciate Beth joining in. Say hi to the baby for me.
All right, later, guys.
Later. Yeah, well, Lisa, he muted himself, so you wouldn't be able to hear it. Mark said geese and ducks. Nice. That's just like my cousin. Yeah, he's got a big farm down south. And like I said, he's normally sold out. Yeah, Lisa, if you look at the names, actually, I'll do it in a second here. If you look at the name in the corner there of the people's thing, it should have the muted microphone whenever it goes muted. Kind of like that was. Oh, and yeah, JC, you were saying about one pond where a beaver lived dried up. Normally, beavers won't hang out in areas where it would dry up. They normally want like a stream flowing so that they can build a dam, so that they can back it up and make it as deep as they want it. Then again, I guess there's some that like they like dig into the bank and make their den into the bank instead of like a beaver hut in the middle of a dam. Yeah, I haven't seen a beaver in a long time. Like growing up, I saw beavers all the time, man. Like we'd go trapping beavers and everything. We were friends with, or my dad was friends with a lot of like game wardens. So like they would tell him where they had like nuisance beavers where you had to get them out of there, because I don't know if you know, but beavers will destroy all kind of stuff. Like they will knock down trees. They will build their dams. The dams will back up water. The water will start flooding like farmers' fields and stuff like that. And Yeah, so they have all kind of different programs, like certain people to come in and trap the nuisance beavers, and then other people to come in and break the dams. Like have heavy equipment companies come in with like an excavator and like bust beaver dams and stuff like that. And yeah, so I guess long story short, beavers will make humans a lot of money just because of their natural ways. Aw, my dog is curled up in a little ball. Their little paws all like kicked back and everything. Looking so cute. Oh, look at the little puppy dog. First time I said dog, her eyes just kind of opened like, you talking about me? Am I on a live stream again? Goofy dog. It's the puppa dog. But yeah, back to what Lewis said, man. It is fall now. We're on our slow descent into winter. Just 3 more months until the first day of winter. So technically 6 months from now until it's like my favorite time of the year, which would be spring. Tom Orr on the show Mountain Men. I don't think I've ever seen that show. Well, any TV show that's come out in like the last like 15 years, I almost can guarantee I haven't seen it. Yeah, I hate it when the days get short too. The only thing worse than that is like December 21st is the shortest day of the year, and then December 22nd starts winter, and the days start progressively getting longer, but you're in that December to like March 21st phase of winter where it's like the coldest of the entire year, even though the days are starting to get longer. It's an old school trapper hunter. Yeah, I've just never seen that show. What's it all about? Like just mountain men, like out there trapping, hunting, getting fur, selling them off, living off the land kind of thing. I've never seen that show. Pretty much. That sounds like something I'd probably watch. Do they do it all like TV dramatic where like, oh my God, like will he will he shoot something so he can actually eat today because it's been 2 days since he's had food, or will he die in the wilderness? We'll be right back after these commercials kind of thing. Or is it like an actual half decent TV show? Because I hate it when they do that whole suspense. Like at the right before the break, they have to like recap on everything that they did in the first like 7 minutes of the show, so that they can go to break for 3 minutes, and then they spend like 2 minutes once they get back recapping on what you missed if you didn't tune in prior to like getting there. I hate that stuff. It drives me nuts. That's why I like YouTube. Like most YouTube people don't do that kind of stuff, like where they have a pause for a commercial break. Like I think any commercial break I've ever seen besides like the ads, which literally like they just cut out your video and there's an ad playing, which I don't mind that. But the only other kind of ads I've seen is when you get like a YouTube video with a sponsorship and they're like, today's video is brought to you by blah, blah, blah. And then they start talking about whatever company they're sponsored by. I don't mind that either because it's usually not that long, and they never like, or at least everyone I've seen, they don't tend to like do a recap of where they were before that little commercial or anything like that. So it's on History Channel. Yeah, that probably would be. That's one of my more tolerable channels that I can watch. They tend to keep stuff pretty decent. Yeah, I know they usually put drama into videos and stuff like that, and I understand it, but when it's like over the top drama, that's the stuff I cannot deal with whatsoever. Like that's the reason I don't even have cable. Well, that and I can probably get those TV shows also on the internet somehow. You can find almost anything you want on the internet. Cemetery says he streams everything. Yeah. I just find whatever I need on the internet. Yeah. Well, I expect that because it is TV. You got to have that, drama side of it. Yeah. Thanks, JC. Yeah. What did you get? You said what? Your SUV was broke down for a while. Let's see what you got. That does it. Oh, nice. Pickup. Double cab? You mean quad cab? Or extended cab? Because quad cab has like the 4 doors, where extended cab, they have 4 doors too, but it's like the main front door and like usually like a suicide door in the back. I've had both. My 2001 Dodge Ram, that was an extended cab where it had like the suicide doors. I kind of like that, but I really like my truck now where it's a quad cab. Get all 4 doors. I've never had a truck with a sunroof. What's up there, Jeff? That was the name of one of my ducks. She left at 7:30, got home at 9:30. Jeez, oh man.
Yep. Okay. So yeah. So from what you're saying, Pager, double cab would be like what I call extended cab, and crew cab would be pretty much what I call quad cab. Because my '01 Dodge Ram, it was called a quad cab because it had 4 doors, but the back doors were like suicide doors. They didn't open independently of the front door. You had to have the front door open before you could open the rear door. Just the rear doors, if I feel like it, because there's like literally 4 doors that are all independent. And then you got like mega cab where it's even bigger than that. I've been in that. The truck that we took to Colorado, it was a Dodge Ram. I think it was 3500 dually. And that was a mega cab, which the rear seats reclined just like the front seats. Like that's how much room you had behind the rear seats. Like we had tons of stuff stacked in there, like gun cases and stuff behind the rear seats. But you could still lean your I mean, you could only do it like halfway. But I'll tell you what, that is awesome on a long road trip. Being able to just recline your seat back in the back seat, that is awesome. Because normally, like to recline in the back seat, you got to like slip your rear end all the way to the front of the chair and just kind of like lean back as far as you can and pretend like you're reclining. But I like that thing, man. That was great. We had a TV in the back of that thing. We had we didn't have our own AC or heat settings or anything like that for the rear, which that would have been kind of cool because I would have probably turned the damn heat on. It was like September, early September, and it was hot. So they had the AC cranked, and I don't know. I'm a pretty skinny guy, man. I get cold pretty quick, and I froze the entire way. Like every time we got gas, I was like, "Let me out, let me out. I need to like just go do a couple laps around a building and just warm up to the outside temperature." I don't know. I don't know if regular cab's better. Regular cab is good whenever you want a regular cab, I guess. But if you got a bunch of people you're hauling around, where you want your truck to be more of like a people hauler and occasional like pick up stuff from the store, you know, big stuff from the store kind of hauler. But I drove, the only regular cabs I ever drove were all work trucks. So I was just by myself and I didn't have a problem with them, but all you're going to say, don't want to be judged. I don't know. Who the heck's going to judge you? This one mechanic that I follow, I've always gone with what he said, and which is great because I've always fallen into like people like Dodge is better, no, like Ford's better, Chevy or whatever, and his point of view was always they're all a piece of crap when they're broke. And ever since I heard that, I'm like, you know what? That's a good way to look at it. Like any vehicle's good, but when they break, they suck. Lisa found Cheetos Flaming Hot Lime Crunchy Cheetos. I don't think I've seen the Flaming Cheetos. I got some of those right over there. But the Hot Lime, I don't think I've ever seen those. Well, Cemetery, I got a dog, one dog, and she doesn't even ride with me. I don't know, 99.9% of the time, unless we're like going on a road trip or something. But I still have a quad cab pickup. And it's awesome. I love that thing, man.
I always put the groceries right behind in the door behind the driver's door. So all I got to do is like get out of the driver's door and just like grab my stuff and like walk into the house. I don't have to walk around the vehicle. Yeah, that'll do it. That is one thing I love about my quad cab is just that you don't have the window like right there where you can smack your hand off the window right behind you. I loved when I was driving regular cabs just because I don't know, there's something to it. It's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of like being in a go-kart or something. Like the front under the hood is like all engine and everything. Then you got like just the small little cab where it's just you and maybe 3 people can fit at one time. And then after that, you just got your bed where you haul everything. And yeah, thanks, Mark. Appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you have a great night. Yeah, and I do like the 10. But anyway, I think it's been long enough. It's already been 3 hours and 11 minutes and 29 seconds. So I'm gonna hop off here and thank you all for hanging out with me, listening to my neighbor's stories when he came over and was hanging out with us for a little bit, and listening to me and all my ranting and stuff like that. So, but that's it. So I'm gonna call this one. Thanks to Eric for hopping on, hanging out with me for a little while. And Jay, shout outs to the neighbor for hanging out with me for a little bit. So hope you all enjoyed that. And I'll be back Friday for another live stream. So yeah, if you're new, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell. That way you'll get a notification for whenever I go to, when I go live, you'll actually get a notification. Lisa says, I need to go downstairs and shut the doors. You got the doors wide open? That's what I need to do. I need to open my doors. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with me. We'll be back Friday for another live stream. JT Bear says that he will try. I don't want to say that he will be there, but he's going to try to swing on by. So if anybody else wants to swing by on Friday, just hit me up on Hangouts or whatever. And I'll hook you up with a link before we go live or during or whatever. And do one of the thumbs down below. I don't care which one you do. Do a thumbs up if you thought it was awesome. Do a thumbs down if you didn't. But anyway, that was it. We were live. You guys were here. It was awesome. You guys know it because you were here. But I'll catch y'all on Friday. So see y'all later. Later, everybody. Oh, button clicked.